Alright, and straight into picks and bans, guys. We are, of course, on the Taiwan tournament realm. So, two things. It's 5.4, and yes, no 3-minute delay.
Any Maokai ban and Zeref bans over there, and my turn to go, yes, no 3-minute delay.
Yeah, I think the any ban is something we've been seeing a lot with the recent changes. Her Q is on a 3-second cooldown. You know, we've been saying how it's kind of annoying sometimes to have to play up against that.
And then we have a 3-second delay, but in the tournament realm, there's no 3-minute delay.
Yeah, 3-second delay indeed. Taking away the Xerath as well as Hecarim, so ZZ not gonna get his top lane Hecarim, which I have to say, in week 1 was quite a force to be reckoned with. He snowballed early on, his teleports were immaculate, and the moment he arrived with the Onslaught of Shadows, it was just one fight.
Nonetheless, this is a Saigon Derby between both of these two teams, so they're playing each other on the Vietnam server, and there is no 3-minute
delay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it with that. So Leblanc will be the last man from SF5. Xerath, Hecarim, that will be Rek'Sai filling out and rounding out the bans. All the very popular Vietnamese picks being banned out over here. Rek'Sai, Maokai as well as Hecarim. We have to see what's like on Fantastic 5. Will be first picking for themselves. Lissandra is my guess.
Yeah,
what
Lissandra as well is open. Oh, of course, it's Vietnamese.
Oh yeah, that's
Janna as well is a good
Janna.
pick, but I think Lissandra here in this case, the teams have been valuing a lot in the previous patches, but not so much on 5.4, I think. Jungle would be high priority, Nidalee. This is the patch where Jarvan has not been nerfed yet. Lee Sin as well for safety would also be a good choice. 30 seconds, or excuse me, 25 seconds on the clock, hovering over that Jarvan now. They have banned away the LeBlanc for Levida, but the RE is still available. Xerath away from Carrot. Interesting here, Carrot on SF5 instead of Optimus in the mid lane.
So Hecarim and Rek'Sai bans coming in so far. So it will be, despite that, they're still gonna go for the Lulu in the top lane, but previously
Or
SF5.
the mid lane or the support, considering it is Carrot in the mid lane.
Oh wait, where's Optimus?
Yeah, that's what I just said, dude. Carrot in the mid lane. Carrot in the mid lane against Levida. Su on AD carry instead of Prince.
Whoa, SF5 and SAJ showing us how to rotate in the GPL.
Rotate your
the rosters quite a fair bit, so Carrot used to play mid lane for SAJ, swapped over to SF5. Optimus, whether find Bumblebee or something, not really sure.
Yeah, I think the issue here is that Levida and Carrot, they used to be on the same team on SAJ, and SAJ kind of rotated them around the roster. When you want to play an assassin-centric composition, you have Levida play. When you want to control mage style, you have Carrot play. He was always the Xerath player, he was always the Lulu player, he was always the Orianna player. And now, swapping over to both sides, SAJ picking up Levida and SF5 taking away Carrot now. They could go for that Juggermaw composition. We saw that very heavily in LCK. They have two of the very big champion picks for the Juggermaw.
Into a Jarvan.
Well, the thing is, the Juggermaw composition works very well against Jarvan because after the first engage, you box in the Jarvan with the Kog'Maw, but he's so buffed up at the point in time, he just melts the Jarvan and moves on to the rest of the team.
I see. So it's the you're not trapped in here.
Yeah, it's the Roshan composition.
It's not that I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me kind of scenario. You drop the Cataclysm, fine. I'll duel off you the arena. Spit. Aha!
Yeah, but the thing is, this composition has been really hard to pull off by a lot of the teams. I think the best team to have ever shown us what it works well with is GE Tigers, because their team, their AD carry Prey rather, is just so good at kiting and knowing how to bait the enemy into overextensions. Whereas Minus, he's traditionally been a hyper carry player, mostly maining Tristana, but now with the Kog'Maw would be an interesting take.
So over here, SF5 going for a very GE Tiger style composition, lots of peel, lots of kite available for themselves. Whoa, just going straight. This is a full out shoe composition for themselves. All that's missing is a Janna on the side, but they went for the Nami instead. But it's all on protect the Kog'Maw for themselves. Lots of decent skilling in the form of the Orianna as well as in the middle lane. This is kind of a throwback to what we were seeing in the middle stages about June period in Season 4, where we saw lots of these hyper skilling compositions being available.
This Kog'Maw being drafted by Saigon Fantastic 5, I would expect the lane swap coming in because the lane of Lulu Kog'Maw, Nami Kog'Maw is rather weak to Corki Leona. At level 3, there's a huge kill potential here for SAJ, so they should be looking to enact the lane swap. By they, I mean SF5. Enact the lane swap and get their Kog'Maw hit in a 2v1.
And for SAJ themselves, they're not going to be having any of the nonsense. Full out hard engage. Jarvan the Cataclysm, Leona the Solar Flare, lots of ways to engage. So now
and then
you're going to
acceleration
reset the
gate to kind of speed
perfectly
everyone
fine as well. Yep. So if they do lock in the Jace over here, acceleration gate, that is going to be the kicker on top of all these hard engage.
Yeah, so very interesting here. Just both teams answering very well, and I mean they are sister teams, so they know the tendencies of each team and how they like to play around it. And it's going to be who finds the superior team fight, I think, because in this case, if SF5, when you come out of lanes, both teams equal, it's going to be SF5 to kite around and sort of disengage and peel for the Kog'Maw, whereas if SAJ can just blow up Minus immediately, well, they've won the game.
So I have to wonder over here, SF5 on this side. I mean, we've heard people say before, when you play a protect the Kog'Maw composition, sometimes it actually is easier to engage on someone else other than the Kog'Maw and then just kite back away, because Kog'Maw, yes, it does do a lot of damage, but if you kite away from him, he doesn't really have a lot of chasing potential to you as well.
Yeah, I feel like the way you could work around it, as you well mentioned, is just blow up the people supporting the Kog'Maw and then he's left alone, just take him out after that. But only at that point in time if you can withstand the damage coming from him. If you let him sit there for about 7 seconds, he's going to shred your team anyway. So perhaps SAJ looking to juggle their target calling and priorities properly in this game. As we straight away go into game, no 3-minute delay. We said it like 7 times today, guys. So
that makes it 8, and I'm gonna say it for the 9th time that we do not have a 3-minute delay. And high five Hungry, because we're into the loading screen.
There you go. Skins coming out from both teams. Taiwan Tournament Realm, of course, courtesy of Riot, I believe, or Garena at this point in time.
Minus without a skin on the Kog'Maw. I think better class Kog'Maw.
It's pretty
cool. One of the coolest skins out there.
Yeah, I'm personally a fan of Jurassic / the Lion Dance Kog'Maw.
Nunu bot, one of my favorite skins.
Oh, Nunu
Winter Wonder Oriana as well. I've got no choice but to support SF5 after this.
Dude, we're so spoiled for choice this game with all the nice skins.
Super Galaxy Rumble for Nix Water as well.
One of the most annoying skins, I think, with all the shouting.
Hyper Galaxy Combo Breaker.
It's too much for me. Now, Yushin has picked up the Ignite on Leona, so they will be the ones to try and predict the 2v2 and get that good lane matchup for themselves. So we could see some early action by SAJ, putting down the deep ward behind the tier 2 in top or bottom to spot out the lane top. Whereas SF5 won the early information in lane to avoid the 2v2. So level 1's very important for both teams here.
Starting on the blue side, we will be having Saigon Fantastic 5, and on the red side, this is SAJ. So both teams will be finding out as 5 at the moment, just spreading out, trying to get some good vision down for themselves and spotting out their opponents on the minimap.
Yeah, defense is spread out by both teams here, just spanning across the map. Pink's going down very aggressively early on. The Master Standard will spot out Carrot, who dances a bit. But it looks like no early vision being taken by either team. They just wanna start very passively here. I do believe that the bot lane was spotted out by Nami here.
So some back and forth between these two teams, but it looks like there isn't going to be any major first bloods like you saw in the game between IGL and Aces Fate. What goes down? Are they able to get it? The answer is no.
Does not get it, but a reply ward next to it, so that has a friend now. Carrot sitting in the lane for quite a bit of time. 1 minute and 30 minutes of spawn now, so he walks up. Levida looking to put some damage onto him. Decides to back off. Debonair Jace, what a gentleman.
Debonair Jace is very aggressive. We can kind of banter back and forth about these skins. So just here's an interesting tidbit about Winter Wonder Oriana. It's drawn by a Malaysian artist. His name is Jason Chan. Drew lots of interesting artwork for some other interesting games out there as well. You can go check out his Facebook page if you... Sorry, not Facebook page, his Tumblr page. If you go Google his name.
J-Storm with a very sneaky yet smooth plug there. There you go. Jungler starting on the same side of the map here. Safety on the top on Krugs, and then Jinky on the Gomp on the blue side.
Oh, Hungry, you're such a scumbag. You didn't even give me the opportunity to say that. I'm not even affiliated, I'm not even being paid.
Right. He tries to say that convincingly. Wow, early trades going over to Minus and Uzi here. So they are very comfortable in this 2v2. But the moment they hit level 2, they have to back off the Jinky. Going for an early invade as Nunu does.
Oh, the Croc sees him. The Razor Beak, is he gonna steal it? Consume. He does get it in the end. Safety goes in for an engage, but right back for the Nunu. He can actually fight this one. Jinky can actually fight this one, but the rest of the team is turning around. Azizi turns around. Are they able to fight it? Oh, he did it at the glitter lens first. Now it's just auto attacks back and forth. Nix Water only has Electro up, but here comes Lovita. They do get the flash and the flag and drag. Jinky flashes over the wall. Lovita is hunting for the first blood. Now they turn on to Carrot as well. Azizi is going to be falling into SF5, just dropping so low. This just turned disastrous for them.
Yeah, not sure why they decided to turn back all of a sudden when Levita was the one that was collapsing. Now Carrot in a lot of trouble. Great acceleration.
Does the kill is the flash as well. To the skies. One more blow. Oh, the turret damage comes in and Nyx Ward picks it up. 2 kills over to the Rumble.
And now he teleports to the top lane to get all of that EXP. This Rumble is so far ahead now in a Juggernaut composition. Falling behind early on. Not too bad of an issue, but Minus has to start the early snowball.
Gangster style on safety with the swag and drag over there to start things off for the Saigon Jokers. A Saigon Fantastic 5. Now, if you fail this steal as a Nunu, you just find yourself in such an awkward situation because as a Nunu, you don't do too much, so you should want to stay here. Your opponent levels Minus his turn to make huge mistakes in the bottom lane. Saigon Fantastic 5, what's happening to them?
Yeah, there's a faltering around the place. Not too good of an early start here. They engage straight onto Minus once again. Things go down. And there's the level 2, level 3 power spike that Corki Leona has. Yushi moving forward very aggressively. Minus has to be careful here. Gets sped up by Uzi.
Poke. One Uzi. Just think very safely right now because they have to be very afraid of the Zenith Blade into Shield of Daybreak coming in from Yushin, and because they know that their jungler has lost so much pressure, so the Saigon Fantastic 5, all their lanes have to be playing especially careful of safety's jungle ganks.
Yeah, looks like safety is coming down, and just as you mentioned, the Jarvan will be spotted by the ward the moment he passes. Oh no, the ward times out! There you go, the engage
Flash into Uzi, they get the snare down. Now we're looking for it. The last burst of damage comes in from Minus. It is the teleporting from Azizi, but here we go. Where is the swag and drag? He gets it onto Minus. They're gonna be picking up the AD carry, but it can't surprise. Is it gonna be enough damage? Azizi to try to poke things down. Safety takes a fair chunk of damage. Somehow, someway, Minus isn't able to get the right amount of damage down.
Yeah, it was easy teleporting to bot lane. It was just easy for Nyx Ward to shove up, and they have to rotate Jinky up now to just grab all this EXP.
Oh man, Jarvan even throws the swag flag down to stop the recall of Azizi. SF5, they're just in such an awkward situation right now.
Yeah, all lanes being set behind so far now. Safety come in, just starting the dragon. Poking and prodding a bit. I don't think SF5 know that this is going on now. 3 members strong, Su, Yushin and Safety want to finish up this first dragon of the game.
SAG just turning on to the dragon himself. Uzi does drop some wards down, but that's not DD carry from Starhorn Royal Club. He isn't going to be doing insane amounts of damage. Come on, Uzi, you shouldn't be tempting fate. Don't contest this one. But here comes Orianna as well.
Oh my goodness, Carrot!
Kill, Carrot, what are you doing? He's gonna get caught out, and Levita picks up another kill. SAJ, they couldn't have asked for a better start. 2,000 gold lead at the 5-minute mark, and the dragon to boot as well.
And this is a late game composition that has to survive the scaling portion of the mid game. So far behind early on, it's not going to spell good things for SF5 here. Minus slightly ahead in CS by about 6 CS, but every other lane is just so far behind at this point in time.
Well, it is a slight CS lead for the combo. He does have a kill on his hands as well, but up against the Corki, who will be hitting a much earlier power spike and will be able to just do so much damage.
Yeah, but they both hit Trinity Force, and I think at that point in time, the Kog'Maw does slightly more because of the W range and the Sheen procs. It's actually a better trade for the Kog'Maw to just auto-attack away with the Nami and powered skills. It's just up to him to dodge away from the engages from Leona.
Right on point hungry. Now this shows why I'm in gold.
Yeah. SAJ, very strong early start here. Tier already picked up by Levita, so he's going to be charging that up rather slowly. Double Durance on the other side for Carrot. No early itemization against anything. It's just a very general start here. Economy build, as we like to call it in our game.
SAJ is still hunting for more kills. Just look at the positioning of Yushin right now, just so aggressive. The moment Minus goes in for the auto attack, Yushin is just gonna, oh, you're in the middle of your animation, Zenith Blade out, Minus no way to escape, no flash, no kill, it's dead Kog'Maw.
And with the Gatling gun coming in from Su, you proc all those sunlight passives so quickly, and just a lot of burst damage coming through by SAJ. Nyx Ward shoving up.
Well, ZZ against Nyx Ward in the top lane over here. Nyx Ward, the 2 kills onto him, we start to see that being snowballed into a large lead for himself, picking up all the CS as well. And now, oh, they do put the Nunu over, they see the pink ward, and they're going to be clearing out some trinket vision of their own. But now run with they know that the dragon down. Jinky is just struggling at the moment. He has been farming for a very large part of the game. He hasn't even based other than the first death. Picked up 27 CS in the form of jungle minion so far. I have to wonder, finally he goes back. Let's pick up the Rangers Trailblazer for himself.
This is the tricky thing about the Nunu though. If your lanes fall behind, you can't always impact the lanes with ganks. You're more of a jungler that goes in, steal stuff, get some vision down for a team and allow them to work around the enemy jungler. Nunu as himself is not so good at ganking.
That's definitely true indeed. I mean, you have to catch a very extended lane for the ganks to get in, and you have to be careful that your laners don't get blown up in the process while you're pushing for the gank as well.
Very, very tricky to play a jungle Nunu, so I think SF5 just have to turtle up and wait for the hyper late game where Kog'Maw can just go ham, Minus will start carrying the damage in the later portions. After all, ZZ on Lulu doesn't need a lot of farm, he just needs to be able to have his spells up regularly and use his wild growth to keep Minus safe. Jinky as well, Blood Boil, and for Carrot would be those good shockwaves to stop the engage in its tracks.
Oh, TP coming in SHA, they're going to be going for a very, very aggressive play over here. They have no idea this is happening at the moment. This is going to be a 4-man dive. Equalizer is available, they go in. Oh, what a fantastic ultimate. They zone out the rest of SF5. And here we go, SHA just turning it on. Now they're going to focus on the Uzi. One last rocket shot, they give the kill over to Su. And SHA just clean up the bottom lane.
Oh, it looks like Safety did pick up the second kill. And at the end of the day, 2 for nothing. They can keep this lane just stuck here, don't even have to push down the tower and constantly abuse this lane because at this point in time, Su is so far ahead.
So Saigon Jokers, they're just playing the map really well at the moment and pressing their advantages against SF5. SF5 looking really sloppy this game.
And which is very uncharacteristic of them because we always peg them as the team to know how to use the map to their advantage, use the vision to their advantage, and right now they're just falling behind from all these sloppy mistakes they're making, which is rather strange to see as we call SF5.
I mean, SF5, they are 24-1 in the BCS 8, the domestic circuit. That is a ridiculous showing. But in the GPL, we haven't really seen all that much of strong performances from them. In fact, faltering against IGL, they did have a nice 2-0 against Aces Fate. But I was here thinking that against Saigon Jokers in the Saigon Derby, we might show that caliber that's brought them to the top of the BCSA standings. So now here they are, 1-7, 3,000 goal behind.
I feel like the swap of Carrot into the mid lane has kind of impacted them in a bit. Just in general, the team doesn't seem to be on the same page when it goes for invades and just coordinating responses from dives, and holy goodness.
Oh, Minus gets caught out. There we go. It is the lockdown. The records are going to be coming in. Exhaust has been dropped. Yushin flashes forward. Gets some good damage down. Minus tries to trade damage, but Phosphorus Bomb is going to pick him up.
There is a great pickup there for Su once again. 3-1 and 3. 2 parts of 3 of his Trinity Force being completed there. Whereas only the Sheen for Minus, and without the Phage, he can't even kite or survive the initial burst coming in from Yushin.
Oh, Nixwater, there's a big pot over there, but he doesn't realize he has been spotted up by a ward. He's going to be staying around. He might find a Nunu in the jungle, however. Safety goes and he finds Uzi. Yushin misses the center bit, but never mind about that. Cataclysm, this Jarvan is just so fat right now. 10 minutes and the Warriors enchantment already.
Yeah, and the Equalizer was used in the mid lane to catch out Carrot, but Nixwater a bit overextended here. Carrot taking so much damage off the side. Lavida just jumping onto him. Wild Growth was used on Jinky to get Nixwater, but I believe the Rumble did escape with the flash over the wall. Now 3 members strong in the mid lane. The Jokers are messing around this game.
And this is definitely no laughing matter, as the Jokers are just turning this into a very riveting moment for SF5. It's just making them wonder what went wrong in the early stages of the game for them to be down this far at the 10-minute mark.
5,000 gold is quite a bit at this point, J-Storm.
I mean, we are already seeing that being translated into the items haunting guys, Warrior Enchantment on the jungle as well, the Tear as well as almost the Brutalizer on the Jace as well, and we see the Orianna being forced to pick up the Sorcerer's Boots.
Yeah, no good response in terms of itemization from SF5. Really tough for them to catch up to pace. Minus once again getting caught out.
Solar Flare comes in, the Giant Laser will be slowing him down. He's trying to dodge this one up, but Yushin is just going to be taking up the turret. There we go, safety, swag and drag. They do get the damage onto him. He gets the lockdown down and he gets a surprise to get the turret, but safety flashes out of that one. But here comes Jinky. Is he able to land it? He uses absolute zero. Not enough damage. He should have thrown the snowball as well. Little bit of a mistake, but nonetheless flashes fall. He does get the snowball in the end. But here comes Lavida.
This only uses the acceleration gauge, shock blast and walks off, knowing that he can't really clean up the fight now. He can walk back to the mid lane, shove this up and deny a lot of experience in CS from Carrot, who right now is about 25 creeps behind. Good response there by SF5, finally showing some resolve, taking out taking out Safety, but committing a lot of resources for that. At the end of the day though, it was a 1-for-1 trade. Minus went down beforehand.
Look at this jungle, Jarvan. He has been denied a very large part of his jungle by the Nunu 26 to 53 CS, but 4-1 and 4. He says, you can, fine, you want to take my jungle? Sure, have it. I'm just gonna kill your lanes instead.
Yeah, killing champions definitely more worth than killing jungle minions. He's building into that Hex Drinker now after finishing the Warrior's Enchantment, and he's doing so much damage to Minus. We saw there, just the support in jungler, taking out the AD carry so simply. Every time he arrives to the lane to gank, it's gonna be a lost cause for SF5 to respond.
I mean, at this point of time, if he went for the blue upgrade instead, you would be asking, so what kind of buff does Minus give me when I smite him? His Minus is kind of becoming a jungle minion at this point.
He is a jungle minion. Speaking of jungle minions, Dragon, number 2, right on time for SAJ. Lavida comes down to help them out a bit, and Nixwater as well, just walking, coming to join in the crowd.
Oh, Su forced the Valkyrie over the wall. Jinky might be looking for the steal onto this one. There we go. Nunu extremely good at these Dragon control. He's going to be turning in for this one. Damage onto Jinky. He gets locked up and equalizer. So much damage. SF5 continue to walk onto it. Carrot gets knocked out to this one. Dragon doesn't even take down Yushin. No favors for the Fantastic 5 as the raid team picks up Dragon number 2.
They're not done yet.
On to Ryan over here. Minus, but a good disengage coming from Aziz's Glitter Lance will slow them down and prevent any more damage.
Now they're done, and honestly, Jinky had the good presence of mind to go in to try and steal that away. Smite as well as Consume would give you that, but he was...
Oh, that's not the end of it. Optimus might go for this one over here. Acceleration Shock Blast comes in. Safety goes in as well. Tower damage might be a bit too much. They don't get kills over. Azizi might be in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Su as well. Oh, SF5. They punish SAJ for being a little bit too greedy there.
Yeah, too greedy indeed, and at the end of the day, it was just a good trade for SF5. They still come out really far ahead, 5,000 points, 8 gold behind their sister team, the Jokers here. Going back to recall, 2-0 and 3 Lavida, just doing a massive amount of work on the Saigon Fantastic 5 squad.
No, I mean, all these work this was happening in the Saigon organization, organization as a whole. I just have to wonder, just look at Su's performance, and it looked a little bit questionable in the series against IGL, where he couldn't pull the trigger at the right periods of time. Sorry, against Ace's Fate on the Tristana. But now that he's on the coffee, his positioning is still the same. He still knows how to land those key skill shots. It's a little bit of a transferable skills coming through.
Yeah, transferable indeed. Making that a 4-1 and 4 record for himself. Nixwater just bullying Azizi out. CS-wise, not very far ahead, but 2-0 and 4 compared to 1-0 and 1 on that Lulu. A lot of gold in his pocket. JK and Yushin sealing away this blue buff. Doesn't belong to Jinky anymore, and Lavida looking to pile onto him. Yushin with the solar flare.
Oh, laser from the sky. Jinky's gonna get locked down. The Swag and Drag doesn't hit anyone. They do get a Cataclysm onto Uzi, but here we have SAJ just bashing down onto Jinky. That is gonna be a dead Nunu bot, and this the double kill as well as a fantastic shock blast. This picked off the Nami on the sidelines.
Yeah, so it's 2 for 0 and a blue buff over to SAJ. I think SF5 are stuck in quite a big hole now, the Juggernaut composition, not where it wants to be at this point in time.
I mean, when you go for the Juggernaut composition, SF5, they had this exact same problem against IGL. They go for this hyper carry compositions, have so many supports onto them, but they don't have enough damage sources, and as a result, the moment the AD carry explodes, there's just no way you can do anything on the map at all.
Yeah, and the scary thing is SAJ are fielding a very strong mid-game composition. Jace, the moment he hits Muramana or Maramoon, and the last Whisper, he's going to do a lot of damage. Those are just 2 items he needs. Trinity Force on Su, Haunting Guys and Sword Boots on Rumble. All these items provided to SAJ will do a lot of damage in the mid-game.
Right on point. Hungry. And the mid-game power spikes definitely will be coming true for Saigon Jokers. We see Muramana on the Jace, like you mentioned, the Brutalizer, all this armor penetration as well, all these penetration items, they're very fantastic in the early to middle game stages, because this when before anybody gets any meaningful form of armor or magic resistance items, and they find Jinky as just easy over here. But when we start to move into the later game, then these items don't count for as much anymore.
Yeah, their value definitely diminishes over time as compared to something like a Blade of the Ruined King or Minus, or even an Infinity Edge. Something like a Death Cap on Carrot does a lot more than the Last Whisper on Lavida, so SF5 have to hold tight right now and not fall into any further power troughs.
Oh, SAJ Yushin just threw this rest back onto his opponent. Just moving into his opponent's jungle. And speaking of rolls up itself, Yushin, he has been largely playing support for this season. But before that, he was a substitute jungler for the Saigon Fantastic 5.
Not to mention Su as well was the notorious faming...
oh, Swag and Drag comes in, giant laser from the sky. The Shockwave catches onto 2 people, but they are able to escape as well. Uzi does land a group bubble to safety, but there's just no follow-up. There's Valkyrie out there. ZZ comes in with the help picks into the glitter lens. Now Jakey might be catching onto Jushin as well. SAJ just being caught out a little bit too overextended over here.
Yeah, just overextending 2 for 1 there. SF5 coming out better off that trade. Without Levita there was not enough sufficient damage from SAJ to finish it off, and they're looking to group up again to Siege for some reason. I don't think this is your smart choice. A lot of hope though from Jace.
Here's an interesting thing about the swag and drag that a lot of people do not know. So when you go for a flag and drag, you can actually flash at the end of it to extend the range of it. Like what I believe Spirit was the Spirit who showed us that move.
Spirit was the one who pioneered that move, or rather made it rather popular.
But here's the thing, when you do it, you only get the knockup. If you catch them only the flash portion, you do not get the damage. You only get the knockup of it because the game only registers the range of your Dragon Lance as the damage area. But the character models do move forward, and that's where the knockup comes from.
There you go, great tips on the utility of junglers right there. Jace found himself no stranger to the jungle.
I only play Pantheon.
Pantheon jungle all day, every day.
If we meet me in gold, I'm gonna be playing Pantheon, and I'm gonna be ganking your lanes.
He'll probably
because that's what a jungler does.
He'll probably be setting up camp near your lane and just visiting you time after time.
Solo Q stories for both of us.
8,000 gold ahead now, SHA. I feel like we've seen this before, just a very huge lead by a team early on and kind of sloppy play in the mid game, not being able to close out the advantage that they have.
20 seconds until Dragon, that will be Saigon Joker's focus. Just wait in position, wait beforehand, making sure that they can get the presence of the team fight down before SF5 is able to make any meaningful maneuvers into the area.
Yeah. Vision being put down by members of SF5. Uzi not slouching in the order of business of putting down wards. Solar Flare.
Oh, the catcher, Jakey, there we go. The damage is going to be falling onto him. The Nunu rather tanky right now. Come on, shockwave on 2 people, but Safety jumps out of that one and gets the Cataclysm down. That is just jungle. They will be taking the Ray buff, they will be taking everything. Damage comes in from the Kongmo as well. Pretty decent damage, but it's just not enough as SAJ to turn their sights onto the Dragon. Safety a little bit low on mana.
Yeah, meanwhile the top lane Nyxwater and LZZ just dueling out. I believe it was Nyxwater that came out ahead of that trade, just shoving the wave up really hard. Third Dragon of the game goes over to SAJ, and that will be the movement speed boost that they need.
So now with this bonus movement speed together with the acceleration gate, Saigon Jokers, if they
scary.
Want to find the engage, especially with the minus, it's going to be really easy.
Yeah, Yushin's going to be running at your face really quickly, Solar Flare and Zenith Blade in hand. And I think Minus, he has to fight only when his flash is available, because that's when he needs to kite around the engage coming in and allow the rest of his team to peel for him. The Command Dissonance as well as the Wild Growth will do a good job of that, and if you can turn the fight and keep Minus alive, that's when SAJ will start to take a lot of damage.
Oh, they're gonna do the Barons in the south as confident as SAJ is at the moment. They barely have 2 core items in each member, but they're gonna be doing this one. SF5 none the wiser at the moment. 3,000 health right now. 2,000 is gonna be dropping really low. SF5 nowhere near, and that is gonna be Baron over to the Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, and not done yet. They're collapsing onto LZZ in the top lane. Yushin, Solar Flare has been popped onto him. They see Uzi
they
on
find
the
Uzi as well. The equalizer is just so good, taking in a whole bunch of trouble. The tidal wave comes out, the hammer to the skies as well. That's gonna be a day. Nunu ZZ falls as well to the Corki on the sidelines. Carrot doing whatever he can. It's just members falling left and right. Yushin goes in the command shockwave to try to protect himself. Carrot does fall in the end. Lovita still chasing Oris. They're gonna be going they're going for broke. It is gonna be the ace Saigon Jokers. They just clean the house with SF5, and it is 12,000 gold lead at 21 minutes and a Baron buff to boot.
This is incredibly bloodthirsty play that I really enjoy. Just take the Baron, even though you're low, just force the fight knowing that you're so far ahead. 13,000 gold at 21 minutes. My goodness, JStorm. This is an incredible lead for SAJ.
6, 0, and 5 on Lovita in the mid lane. Once upon a time, this guy told me that he will be the best, or he was the best mid laner in Vietnam, and he's showing it over here.
Showing it indeed. I think we're sort of tallying up how the standings will work out, and if SAJ does find the 2-0 this series, they will be on par with Insiders Gaming Legends, 5 points each. If SF5 does find this win, they will be at 7 points first. And if it's a draw, well, SF5 will draw with Insiders Gaming Legends at first place with 5 points each. So the winner of this game will definitely shoot up to a first place standing in the GPL Group Stage 2.
Just look at the amount of damage coming from the Corki as well as the Jace. They're just shredding down the turret so quickly right now. Whoa, Carrot just... What shock blast!
Not even getting the last whisper knowing that SF5 isn't itemizing armor. Instead going for the heavy AD Bloodthirster, allowing them to just walk up, siege and poke members of SF5 off. Meanwhile on the bot lane, Su is split pushing, setting up the big wave.
Oh! Barely catches something.
Su does find the turret though, so it's going to be 2 lanes pushing at the same time. However, Su looking to group up with his team. The poke from Jace is still pretty strong though.
The point man here is Carrot. If they're able to dive Carrot or get minus in either situation, that is going to be opening the floodgates. And there we go, Equalizer into the solar flare. Here comes safety around the back lines as well. The accelerator gate shock plus comes in as well. Decent poke coming in, but with the shield they're able to do some pretty decent damage. Come on, Shockwave doesn't land into anyone.
Lovida managed to flash out of it and turn some poke onto Yuzi for that. Mid lane getting shoved in, so SHA doing a good job of running between these lanes and putting a lot of pressure. Safety just goes in ham onto Jinky.
Jinky gets caught. It's the absolute zero response, but is he gonna get anyone? He doesn't even catch anyone in the ultimate. Fusion is gonna burst him down. It was a good attempt to zone from Jinky, but SF5 they are unable to make any meaningful response to the siege of SHA. Here comes the ZZ from the side, playing with fire over here. Oh, 2-man bubble. Good poke from the Kongma, but just too little too late. 15,000 gold behind right now.
I think at some point in time the goal lead is gonna extend past the time in this game, and that's when you know it's game over, man.
I think that's really difficult.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We could see. Minus just finishing his Vamp Scepter in addition to the Berserker's Greaves and Trinity Force.
Oh, safety. Swag and drag.
Gets out of there. Doesn't want to stick around for any trouble with the Lulu. 22-5, a great lead for SHA here. There's no Baron to be taken. 1 minute 20 on Dragon though, so once they take that, it'll make sieging even easier, and I'd rather squeeze in taking the next out Baron even easier for them. Right now they're just going at a slow, steady pace, looking to finish up the game very methodically, not overextending.
This game is looking about as one-sided as a 13-year-old's essay going to work on 8-point font Microsoft Word.
Which is, for all intents and purposes, not a good idea, by the way.
Don't spoil your eyes, kids. Use font 36.
26, my goodness.
36.
Whoa.
Gotta write it big, so the teachers can see what you're writing. Gotta PD that, man. 40 scripts a day. No laughing matter.
Jason the academic. Multifaceted.
I believe this term is polymath.
Whoa. Polymath basically means that...
Multidiscipline.
Yeah, multidiscipline, but you have to be really good, and speaking of good, the poke from SAJ is good coming through.
That's just funny to watch Jinky walk forward like, guys, I'm gonna engage. And then Team turns around, looks at him and is like, how?
Speaking of engage safety, once again just trolling, the solar flash straight onto
gets caught up, here comes the tidal wave as well. Jinky gets the absolute zero off, but that does absolutely zero damage. Equalizer. There's not much to equalize in this game, but the damage will still be coming through from Su. Exhaust drops onto him, that's going to be negating some of it. Lovida right now, the double AD carry composition. It's a fair amount of shield to minus right now, but I have to say it's just not enough. They aren't able to get the right amount of damage to repel SCJ.
He doesn't have the damage to back it up, so all those Qs don't really count for anything, and that has to do with him just dying so much in lane in the early phases of the game. Safety getting shoved off, minus doing a good job just defending against this Lovida as well. Re-engage from Yushin, not very clean. Has to get healed up by Su.
This two inhibitors down already. They should be going for Dragon number 4, but safety just turns around. Cataclysm misses minus as it flashes out. That one Jinky is going to be dropping really low. Nyx Water is repelled away by the snowball. That finally that does something.
Bit of damage coming from SF5, but with the Dragon available, I think SAJ just gonna back off, not take any chances here.
Dragon number 4.
Indeed, Dragon number 4.
If this game goes for another 6 minutes, it will mean that they have to win condition Dragon number 5 available, but
I'll be
at
honest,
this point, it's redundant.
They already have the win condition in form of money. Like, they could just buy the Nexus at this point in time.
Buy the Nexus. Bribe the Nexus.
Dragon number 4.
That's a very Western capitalist way of viewing things. Oh, Ryan running the problems. It's okay. Throw money at it and hope it solves itself.
Buff over to Su. Survive here. Bit of a lull in the game while SAJ just decides to buy and siege up, as our observer is currently showing us the gold in the mid lane. 4,000 a hit for Lavida. 4,000 a hit for Su.
Super Minions playing round over there.
Baron is live. There you go. SAJ right on point, ready to take down the purple worm.
Oh, who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Who's Jarvan gets?
Smite 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 smite. I do believe that wasn't the smite that got it actually.
If he comes through, the flag and drag not really connecting. Last outer turret of the game goes over to SAJ. Just taking this out very slowly. 19,000 gold a hit, J-Storm. Would they break the barrier?
No, I think actually SF5, they have a very good chance of coming back in this game. I mean, if you look at it, 36,000 gold, that's a fair amount for themselves as well. No chance.
No chance at all, says J-Storm. The poke from Lavida just chunking carrot down to half health.
The chances at the moment, I give them a G for Giro.
Giro.
Have you ever wondered why when we go into this list, especially some of the older ones, it's like floors of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and below that there's a G?
Ground floor, dude, ground floor.
No, it means Giro. Obviously, the G stands for Giro.
So true, dude. But with that, I think SAJ are going to be looking to finish off this game. Absolute Zero once again doing Giro damage.
Oh, Giro damage it is. You know what else is Giro? It's the round objects. And oh, there's a kill over the SF5. Helping them pad a KD a little bit. Solar Flare comes down, Giant Laser from the sky, Lavida comes into the skies, and Azizi survives that one as the Nexus explodes.
24 to 5, 22,000 gold a hit for SAJ. That game was pretty self-explanatory. After the early kills going over to SAJ, they just kind of snowballed out of control, and I think SF5 looking to come into the next game, gotta be a bit more prepared.
Lavida goes into that one, another day in the office, guys brushes off his shoulders.
Yeah, best mid laner VN.
Best mid laner VN.
Look at the gold amount on that guy. 13.2 thousand. Probably the highest in the game.
So with that, we'll be coming right back with game number 2.